What is up, everybody? Welcome to this week's episode of the Dense Pixels podcast. Full house tonight because it's a full ass fucking week on the show this week. That's what happens when you take a week off and you come back and news is happening and games are coming out and being played and all sorts of jazz. I'm one of your hosts, Brad, joined by my co-host, Micah.
Hey.
Carrie.
What's up?
And Terrence. Like I said, we've got a lot of stuff to talk about, so I'm going to get housekeeping right out of the way, and then we can start talking about the games that we have been playing. Again, don't forget, if you're not a member of our Discord, you can sign up to comment with other listeners of the show and ask us questions in the Dense Pixels post office by going to densepixels.com/fans. That gets you an invite. Follow us wherever you can, wherever you prefer to follow us, like YouTube, for example, by going to youtube.com/densepixels. Subscribe there. Apparently, also make sure that restricted mode is turned off in YouTube, because otherwise you might not see some of the videos that we put up, because YouTube is using AI to like hide certain videos from people if you have restricted mode turned on. So
Interesting.
yeah, I've been told by the internet to tell everyone to turn that shit off. Otherwise you might get stuff hidden from you. If you prefer the audio form of the podcast, you don't have to worry about any censorship there. All you have to do is search for TNP Studios on the podcast app of your choice, and you'll find us, the Nerd Apocalypse, Black and Black Cinema, and the Look Forward Political Podcast. And of course, if you want to support us with zeal, just go to densepixels.com/premium. It's just $5 a month to help support your favorite independent media company. Carrie, we're going to start with you because for the first time ever on this show, I think one of us can say that we're playing a game that we directly contributed to.
Yeah. So Touhou Farming Minoriko's Homestead Harvest is officially out in early access on Steam. My boyfriend and I, as ByScore, did so far 10 tracks on the soundtrack. We are doing at least 2 more for the 1.0 version of the game. Even if you're not into the Touhou project series or fandom at large, it's a very good farming sim. Right now, so the dev is one guy. It's Studio Hexi. Studio Hexi is one person. And so a lot of the story content isn't in early access yet. So things like the romances that you can have and building friendship with the other people who live around town, that's not really in there yet because the dev had to be focused on actually making the game playable. So your farming gameplay is in there, your fishing gameplay is in there. The fishing mini game might be my favorite part about the game. It's directly inspired by the fishing mini game in Link's Awakening. If you want to imagine a more robust version of that, that's basically what it is. There's a mining mini game that is accessible in wintertime when you cannot grow crops. And then there's something that is called adventure mode, which is actual like Touhou style bullet hell stuff. Adventure mode is completely optional, but I think it's fun. I really enjoy bullet hell shooters. So yeah, the gameplay as it is great. You know, there's threads on Steam for you to report bugs or nitpicks and stuff. But it is surreal to load up a game and see my band's logo on the opening screen and to actually like hear my own bass playing and my arrangements in a real video game that people are buying and playing. Currently, it is available on Steam for an introductory price of 20% off. So it's going to be $12 for the full price of the game. So it's about $9.50 right now. So yeah, please buy it, please play it, please support indie devs, please support indie musicians. I and my partner and the other musicians have all worked really hard on the soundtrack to this game. And obviously, the man behind the curtain at Studio Hexi has spent like the entire last year and a half like programming this game. So if you're into like a Stardew Valley or a Story of Seasons or something like that, you know, you'll probably find something to like here. So yeah, I'm very happy that the game is
A
out.
question: When you're composing music for a video game, when you do it, how does he go about putting the songs you created in what part of the game?
So
you like a theme song, or do you just that can
Yeah,
accommodate that?
so we were tasked with doing specific things. So with this, it being a farming game, you have your seasonal themes
Mhm.
that'll just sort of play around town. There are shop themes that needed to be written. The title theme needed to be done, certain types of conversational themes. So there's a difference in the music when you're having like a normal friendly conversation versus when you're having like a conversation with someone who might have like sneaky or suspicious motives behind what they're telling you, or a conversation that is just stupid. So it was more like we weren't doing things and then the dev needing to like fit things in. It was a list kind of things that needed to be done. And it was us going back and forth with the dev in terms of the arrangement. And then once the arrangement was approved with like MIDI instruments, then at that point we moved into the actual tracking and recording process. And then from there it got put into the game. So
Very cool.
yeah.
So for me, one of the games that I've been playing, of course, beloved game that came out 8 years ago that fans of the series have been waiting for a sequel for a long time for, and it finally did come out last Thursday. I, of course, am referring to Everybody's Golf Hot Shots, the latest game in the Everybody's Golf franchise. So this is an odd one, right? Because this has traditionally been a Sony published franchise that have been developed by Clap Hands, who's made the Hot Shots game since I think Hot Shots 3, if I'm not mistaken. And so Sony has farmed out some of their lesser used publishing licenses to Namco, who produced this or who published this game, and it was developed by a team that had not developed any golf games before. I don't remember what the name of the developer is called. So people were very curious about how the game was going to be, and I got to tell you, I don't have a lot to say about the game because it really is just like another one of these. I don't mean to sound as reductive as I do when I say that, but I mean, it's got the challenge mode that we saw in Everybody's Golf 2017, where you kind of work through, ranging difficulties that escalate. And at the, once you complete a certain number of events, you face off against a rival so that you can move on to the next level. They have a new like story mode in the game where you control like one character through a set number of rounds that have different challenges attached to them. Thankfully, they let you skip the story very easily because why the fuck would I want to care about the story mode in Hot Shots Golf? I certainly would not. They've changed some of the ways like your caddies support you. Now you can provide your caddy with different power-ups and stuff like that that give you little boosts during the round. Of course, they designed all new courses, but at the end of the day, it's another Hot Shots game. I can't speak to the online because the first like world tournament doesn't start until the end of the month. I guess they wanted to give people time to get playing and get some of their characters leveled up. I will say some folks were disappointed because in the last Everybody's Golf game, you could kind of create your own character and customize them with in-game and out-of-game purchases if you wanted to. And they also had like a little hub world where you'd like run around and they had different activities and stuff that you could do in there, which I didn't particularly care for. So I certainly don't miss those features in the game. Like when I play these games, I just want to fucking play golf. I don't want to dick around and go fishing or drive a golf cart around this little weird hub area and go on like scavenger hunts for shit. That wasn't very fun. So I'm happy to have it back to just the golf part of it. And it's a perfectly cromulent Hot Shots game. So like if you're a fan of the Hot Shots series, I don't know if I'd pay $40 for it. I can see this one being $30 or less come wintertime, around like Christmas sales. Maybe pick it up for then because there's certainly plenty of other fucking games out right now that are probably more appealing. But if you like the series, I think that Everybody's Golf Hot Shots is a perfectly good Hot Shots game. And since Mario Golf had completely fumbled the ball last generation with the game they come out with, it's probably the best arcade golf game that's on the market currently. So that's how I would rate that one. Micah, I'm assuming you put Donkey Kong Bonanza on the list because you completed Donkey Kong Bonanza?
Yes,
Ew.
I finished it, and one of the good things about this podcast is that because we are working people, me and I am slow at video games. It takes me a long time to finish them, but when we do finish them, we can talk about them, like spoilers and stuff, right? You think it's safe to talk about spoilers?
It's been more than a month.
It's been more than a month,
seen-
and if you are spoiler sensitive for DK Bonanza, I would say skip ahead 5 minutes. Is my safe And if you're on YouTube, I'll throw a spoiler warning on the screen so you can move ahead to when that disappears.
Yeah.
And that'll be fine. So
I was sitting there at the end, and I literally said out loud, "Why is this so exciting?" like, because all right, like normally I hate 11th hour villains, right? When they get introduced into a story, and this game does that. But when the villain was introduced, when K. Rool is introduced, I'm like, well, how did I not see this? Right?
Dude, I was in the same boat. Like I thought for some like when they bring in K. Rool into the scene, and like the way they introduce him is like, so Void Kong, who is the supposed villain, you beat him up and it looks like he's about to get his like second wind, and he'll go like, Joker Titan or something like that, and all of a sudden you see this green scaled arm just like come in and fucking uppercut him.
Well, I
into,
think
like,
the funniest thing
yeah.
is that like you get to the Banandium route, and it's obviously K. Rool's belly.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
obviously K. Rool's belly, and so it's just like, all right, how is he gonna factor in
Right.
here?
But I mean, like, even like the little like crocodile monsters that you fight.
Oh, the Kremlings.
Yeah, like, why? I don't know why I didn't put that together. Like,
Because
I
it wasn't
don't know.
overt. It was just subtle enough that it was just like,
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
it was just subtle enough
Yeah.
that these were like the Beakies and the Kremlings that
the
had all
armor,
been
the armor
Yeah.
duos and all that jazz. Yeah.
that had
so.
all been voided. Yeah,
Yeah,
into
but-
skeletons.
But
Side
the
note,
end
can
of
we
this-
talk about how good the like Kremling noise is? It's my favorite sound effect in any game. Is the Kremlings going the entire time? It's so good.
But this game's. I had no interest in buying this game. It was really expensive for a property that I don't really care that much about.
What's this game?
And when
80 bucks? 70 bucks?
70. Yeah.
Yeah, it's 70, and I'm like, I don't really know if I'm gonna be into this. And but everyone is saying it's great. And when you guys said give a rave review, I said, all right, well, I'm just gonna bite the bullet. And I'm like, I'm starting, and I'm like, this game seems like is this it, right? But the game very slowly, it's a slow burn, but when it gets burning, it gets hot, and it's really, really good. And the game gets really good when it ups the difficulty. But the difficulty is not so hard that it's like insurmountable, right? Like it's not
No.
frustratingly hard.
There are challenging moments, but yeah, it never got to the point of me feeling angry at the game. It was the like, oh, okay, cool, like no, like I can feel my way through this boss fight now, and I know what to do next time.
Yeah.
I felt that way about the K. Rool fights. I thought they were challenging but not frustrating. It's one of those things of like, it certainly helps if you know how to fight, like if you've fought K. Rool in the Donkey Kong Country games. Like if this isn't your first time encountering K. Rool in your life, I think those fights are made easier. If you just like have the knowledge of how he kind of functions as an enemy. I gotta say, I loved like the fake credit sequence.
Yeah,
Huge
what
fan,
a wild ride at the end, man. Like
huge fan of the K. Rool.
Well, that's a
fake
throwback
credit.
because they
I
did
know,
that
it
in the original DKC. So
Yeah, huge fan of that. I also think that this is the best version of Gangplank Galleon that has ever existed. Music wise, like that's the version of Gangplank Galleon is incredible, but also the music that plays as you're going through New K. Rool City is like it's a mix of a couple of different themes. There's like a dissonant version of aquatic ambiance mixed in there. Like it's real good. Enormous kudos to the music team on Bonanza for just like delivering the right kind of notes in those moments.
Yeah, what a I mean, boy, what a fun game, man. Like this is Nintendo like letting you know like you they can still bring it out on you. Even as I'm damn near 50 years old and it still brings out like joy. You know what I mean? Like wow, this is just they just make fun games. And it's worth every penny and it's up there with like game of the year contention in my opinion and you know it's fun that a 45-year-old and a 6-year-old can have fun playing it but the 6-year-old only gets 1 hour a week because he's starting to act like Donkey Kong and we're not fucking having that in this house. We are fucking not. Whenever Donkey Kong gets a banana and he does that little dance and shit, then nope, 1 hour a week. Get out of here. We're not doing it.
I have you out here making me look crazy.
Right.
Very cool. Well, I'm glad you beat it. So did you go back and do any of the extra challenges yet, or is that something you plan on doing, or you plan on not worrying about?
I'm gonna you know when I don't have something else to play, I can just go back to that and just like do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I only have like 330 bananas, and there's like 700. So I'll probably end up going back just to. I'm not gonna get all 700. Like
no, but
not
now that you're in post game, like not only do you have, are you like is the mine like a fully fleshed out like, level now, but also each of the elders has like a challenge level that you can do, and that's where the actual like platform challenges in the game are. Like if you notice, there wasn't a whole lot of them during the game. They backfilled them for like, all right, you beat the game, now you know we'll see how your skills are with these different Bonanza powers that we have in there. So and I think there's a true I actually I put it down because I've been playing other stuff, but I need to go back and wrap that up because there is a true ending apparently that's associated with doing all that jazz. So
all right.
Terrence, we have a much better game that we'll talk about that you've been playing a little bit later on in the podcast, but shockingly, you've also been playing Dragon Age: The Veilguard.
Yeah, I have. I think I might have a hot take on this one. This is my favorite one to play.
Ooh.
Yeah, the story is not the story, not the story. The writing.
Yes.
For certain characters, is fucking terrible. Like there's. Here's the thing, and it is not because she's a binary character. It's because the voice actor doing Tosh, who was the Kunari, is that what they called?
Yes.
It's kind of terrible. I don't like her voice act. I don't like her voice actor or their voice actor at all. It bugs the hell out of me. And the way they wrote the character, it's not very good. It isn't. Like it's like a sledgehammer. And I'm like, come on.
Yeah, man. Like they're not. And you know what's funny is that this is not the first non-binary character in a Dragon Age.
No,
literally
this isn't the first
one
non-binary. And there was a trans mass character in Inquisition.
Right.
Like,
and they were an actual character. They addressed it. They addressed it in some dialogue, and then that's it.
Yeah, they addressed it and they moved on. Like that's one of the most memorable things about Iron Bull's dialogue is basically like you fuck with him, you fuck with me. Like, and that was it. There was a
non-binary character in Avowed, and they did it far better in Avowed than they did in this. I was like, what the fuck is going on here? Yeah, I don't like that character. They don't come with me anywhere. But I like the gameplay more. It's my favorite Dragon Age 2 play because the gameplay is fun. It's like straight up like an action game at this point. I'm like 30 hours in, with that one. I've been playing for like 3 weeks, because it came on Game Pass. It's fun. I like it. I enjoy it. The story again, whatever. You gotta fight the elder gods or whatever. I don't know what the fuck is happening. I'm just picking up. I have no clue what the fuck is going on. Eldranon and whatever the fuck. But yeah, I like playing it. It's fun to play. I hated playing Dragon Age Origins. I hate that fucking combat. I hate it. I can't stand it. Inquisition. Yeah, it's just not my style.
I like Inquisition a lot.
Inquisition is fun, but it is way too much bloat. Just way too much, just nonsense in that
Origins
game. I just finished
like bread, like.
Yeah,
Origins has the best. That was prior to when they figured out how to do like tactical combat on console. Like they were some of the progenitors there. Like people have figured it out.
But no, I like it. I like it. I can see why people hated it, but like some people took it way too far. I'm like, it's not that bad.
Yeah, some people took it way too seriously. Right? Like it's a fine game. It is fun to play. It's just like Tasha's kind of just the characters are kind of whack. Like Tosh is kind of whack. Tosh is whack, and
Tosh is like whack. I don't use Emmerich. He's just kind of like talking to dead people.
I'm not a goth dude. Like all right. One, I'm ageist, right? And two, I'm not a goth dude, right? Like you talking to skeletons and stuff. All right, get out of here.
Like the main, I like, like I have Nev in my crew, and what's her name? The chick from Inquisition, the elf. What's her goddamn name? Lace. What's her first name?
Harding,
yeah. Her Nev and Harding are the two that I kind of rock with through the game. Because first of all, I want bad. Like I knew they had relationships things, so I'm like, Nev looks like Nelly Furtado. You know what I'm saying? So
she got it. Yeah, she got it.
So I was just like, yeah, that's who I'm gonna like, get in do a relationship thing with. Everybody else, I'm cool on.
I mean,
and then you had what's his name looking like Liam Neeson. I'm like, why the fuck does he look like? What are we doing here? This is weird.
What's that dude's name?
His I don't even remember. He's just sitting in bed with a broken leg.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I know that game.
It's fun. I'm playing through it. I'm 30 hours in, so I'm enjoying what I'm playing.
Look, I got a platinum in it. So we see you. We see you.
Yeah, Neil. Ian guest starring on the podcast. Good job.
Trying so hard.
At first, I thought it was Ganon, and I'm like, wow, Ganon seems awful big. I saw his white. I'm just like, holy shit! It's like Ganon. It's like, it's weird. The camera's looking at him. It's very funny.
But no, Dragon Age it's fun. It's fun to play. I can see why like purists don't like it because it's just action and it's not really. There's no strategy to it. Honestly,
no.
It's like just cause explosions and you get a lot of damage at the end.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna finish it.
I got a platinum in that game. And then I deleted it.
What? How did you? Okay.
I got a platinum. One, it's fun to play, and two, it's a super easy platinum.
Were you able to do it in one playthrough?
Yes. Okay. Just play the game.
Okay. Sorry, I didn't realize you platinumed it last year, like when it came out. So just like I thought you went back to play it again after being the
thing is, I like the combat so much. I want to play as a different person, but I don't think I'm going to do that. I'm a mage right now. I don't think I'm going to go back and play it as like an archer or anything like that. Or I don't. Or a warrior. Thanks. Yeah.
I'll tell you
a lot to do though. I didn't know it was as big as it was, honestly, because the way people were talking about it, I thought it was like way shorter than like an Inquisition or I'm 30 hours in. I don't know how close I am to the end. I have no idea.
I can't remember, but yeah, fun to play. But
Terrence, I'll tell you, if you want good combat in a game, you should definitely be checking out Shinobi Rise of Vengeance. Mike, have you played this yet as well?
I've played the shit out of this game.
Okay, not Rise of Vengeance, Art of Vengeance.
Art of Vengeance, yes.
Now, I will say I haven't played as much of this as I would have liked to, just because again I've been bouncing around with a few other things. So I've only cleared the first 4 stages in the game so far. But what I've played is really fun.
Fight the octopus monster?
I have not fought the octopus monster. No.
Okay. All right. I think I'm one level. If you're playing them in order, I think I'm one level ahead of you.
Yeah, the last thing I fought was like the statue like head thing that I guess was in one of the prior Sega Genesis Shinobi games. That was a very easy boss fight. Yeah, like the game just feels tight. Like if you like tight 2D combat, this is the game for you. It's the type of game that, you know, gives you a small skill set early, and has a pretty low floor just to be able to engage with it. But as you get new maneuvers and new abilities that you can use in combat, they will set up the encounters to allow you to use those tools. And much like with games of these nature, like can you kind of, I don't want to say brute force, but can you kind of clear the combat encounters like the simple way? Sure, but they really encourage you to learn the ins and outs of the system and to clear them using like all the tools in the toolbox, because you get better rewards when you do it that way. Because if you have seen any of these videos, and Terrence, I know you played the demo before the game came out, the whole combat system kind of wants you to work up to get that execution prompt on all the enemies so that you can basically do like a full screen clear with one button press. But in order to kind of break enemies to work them up to that point, you have to use the different tools, like, you know, throwing kunais. Even though they don't do a lot of damage, they bust that meter up pretty good, and you know, doing counterattacks and things of that nature. So this is one I definitely want to play more of, but I really enjoyed the little bit that I've seen so far.
Like a hidden style system, like Devil May Cry. Mm-hmm. A lot of people say, "Oh, you could beat Devil May Cry by using the same." Like, that's boring.
Yeah,
yeah.
You want to look as cool as possible.
I want to look cool while I'm jumping around and killing these fucking dudes.
That's the whole point. Like, yeah. No, that the combat system in Shinobi is probably the best combat system I've ever played in a 2D platformer ever.
Yeah,
yeah. Playing games forever. It's awesome. Like, it's really cool. So, I'm eventually gonna get it.
It's super fun. Joe is like, he controls very, like, it's gonna sound weird, but he goes where you say go, right? Like he does exactly what you need him to do. It's excellent platforming. It's excellent combat. It's fast. Like, I'm getting old, and I feel like I'm using a lot of buttons to do certain things. You know what I mean? Like when it's, I'm doing some sort of combo, but then I have to, like, there's a little bit of mental stack for me when it comes to playing this game. And I wasn't expecting that, but once like 8 enemies are on the screen doing, 4 different things, and there's enemies that have like overshields, and you have 4 different types of magic that you can use, but you can only use like 1 or 2 of them at a time, and you gotta, like, there's some mental stack in it that is not like brain breaking, but it is, it is challenging, but it's never to the point where it's like frustrating, right? Like the game doesn't cheat. Right, like it throws adversity at you, but you have a ton of ways to kind of get yourself out of situations. So it is the game is fair. It's tough, but in a fun way, and very, very fair.
Yep, and it's again one of those games that encourages you to revisit levels, because the first time you go through a level, you probably at most can only collect like half of the things that are in there, because the levels themselves are like small. No, I don't want to go as far to say Metroidvania zones, because they are pretty linear, but each of the levels does have areas that require you to have abilities that you'll earn later in the game that you then have to come back to be able to access those areas. And fortunately, they do have like a fast travel system within the levels, so that and a map as well, so you can see like where these things are, so that you don't have to like play through the whole level again. Like you can just fast travel to near where you need to be, and then go check that stuff out. So yeah, it's cool. Like I said, I need to get back to this one because I really did enjoy the first couple hours that I spent with it. And this one's getting rave reviews right now, and not surprising because this is the same team that made Streets of Rage 4, which itself is the best game in its specific class, essentially. So it does not surprise me at all that is the case. Real quick, for one more for me. So of course I'm on my city building management game kick, and one that came really highly rated that's been in early access since 2021 and is still in early access with no clear 1.0 release date is a game called Timberborn, whose conceit is human beings have overpolluted the planet and eradicated themselves out of existence, and left to pick up the pieces of broken Earth are colonies of beavers who apparently have also evolved to become intelligent, to be able to build like machinery and stuff like that. And so the kind of task of Timberborn is you go out to this area of land with a small colony of beavers, and you have to build out the colony to kind of tame the land and provide a happy and thriving beaver society. And the thing where the reason why you're using beavers and not regular people is one of the big mechanic in this game, kind of the central mechanic, is that the game's graphics are sort of like voxel based. Like the characters aren't voxely, but like the terrain is built in blocks essentially. But with like real life water physics, and that's kind of the whole thing, is having to manage the way that water works in the game, because water will come in through rivers onto the map and through different like access points, and using the beavers to create like dams and levees and stuff like that is kind of a focal point of the game. And so it has kind of the regular trappings of most of these type of city building games, with two big exceptions. There's some hazards thrown your way, because every couple of cycles, which are basically like months in the game, you might experience some sort of malady, which is either going to be a drought where the water just stops flowing for a couple of in-game days, or you get what's called a bad tide that comes in, because some of the water that's in the game is like polluted industrial water that's flowing out through like ruinous sources that will make your beavers sick if they drink it or if they swim in it and stuff like that. And sometimes you'll have just like a tide come through where the only water that flows through the settlement is the bad tide water. And so part of the game is, kind of building water reservoirs so that you can retain good water, so that when there's a drought, you still have a source of water that you can use to, grow your plants and to power your settlements, because one of the main ways that you get power for your machines is by putting water wheels into rivers. And obviously, if stuff's not flowing, your settlement's not going to have power, so that's not very good. And then with the bad tide water that comes through, not only do you want to kind of divert that off into areas where it's not going to impact your beavers, because also bad tide water kills like the fertility in the surrounding area, so you can't like plant trees or other plants and stuff like that in those areas. But you also still kind of need the bad tide, because you can use the byproduct in the water to, power certain things and to create dynamite so that you can terraform the terrain. It's a really cool game that has a lot of really interesting systems, and because the game is in early access with no clear release date on the horizon, the developers are continuing to add like new features and new modes into the game. One of the things that they added is now one of the beaver factions in the game can create little zip lines. So if you want to get around your colony super quick, you can set up zip line stations and see beavers riding zip lines all around the colony as they move to and fro. So it's a really cool game. That was a little tough to onboard because the tutorial is not very good. And they don't explain what a lot of the different buildings do. You kind of have to discover it for your own and read the descriptions of the buildings in the game to kind of suss out what happens. But I really like this one a lot. This is one I'm going to probably be coming back to quite often, because it just has a special sauce because of the water management that a lot of city building games don't have. Because in most city building games, you don't really have to think about water too much. It's just, an obstacle that you have to overcome on the map. Or something like City Skylines, you just have to make sure that you're pumping water to supply to your citizens and build water pipes, underground to get the water from point A to point B. But in this game, you really have to manage the water from a physics standpoint, because if you fuck up and you make like a shitty dam, or you don't dam a certain area and this rush of water comes through, it'll flood your villages and make it so that plants can't grow while the water's flooding and things of that nature. It's just very interesting. So Timberborn, big thumbs up, and something that I could see myself playing for many years to come. Micah, the last game before we get into like the big stuff here, you picked up Metal Gear Solid Delta.
Yeah. I've never finished that game. I never really started it. It's great. I mean, newsflash, right? So the game has two different styles of play, and the classic style where it's, the camera is higher up, and it like you normally would play a Metal Gear game. But the new style is the camera is at your level, and when it comes to shooting, it gives you like a kind of like a Resident Evil 4 style over the shoulder shooting mechanic that you can switch to first person. I don't know. It feels better. It feels like that's the biggest update for this game for me, is the way the game feels and controls. Like I feel like I want to get through it now. You know what I mean? And the game's got like a bunch of different filters and stuff. Like you can put that like Vaseline haze on it if you're feeling nostalgic. But the game is very responsive. The story is it's cool going through the story, not like just watching it, but like being a part of it. Yeah, I mean, look, it might be Kojima's best game. I'm certainly, yeah. It's
I wrote a review for it on GameFAQs.com 25 years ago. It's probably still up there somewhere. I don't know.
It's really good, man. Like this, I think is his masterpiece, man. And all the audio is there except for the theme song.
They changed it.
They changed the theme song.
They re-recorded it, and it's slightly different than it was. I don't know.
I don't know.
I think it was. Yeah, I think it was perfect in the original game. Now they got the same singer, like it's the same singer.
Like, if they didn't get fucking Cynthia Harrell back in there, I would.
No, they did get her back, but they did just write a new arrangement of the song, and it is a little different. Yeah.
For what?
Yeah, it's like you gotta hear it, right? Because like what that song is, and it was perfect. And now it feels like it's a really, really, really good like live performance. And when I say live performance, not like you can hear ambient noises and stuff.
No, but like the kind of like there's, speaking as someone who performs live a lot, there's usually a difference between the version of the song that you perform live versus the studio version.
Yeah. And it's still like she still got the pipes, right? But
yeah, she does. She was at MagFest this year. She still fucking got it. Like,
but if you're singing along with it because of your with your memory of the song, you're like,
it's not the same.
I'm still like, wait, what? Oh, we're not. Okay, all right, we're doing that. It's like someone singing the Star Spangled Banner and they're doing like and like all right, we get it. But but it's really fun. I'm not finished yet. It's my understanding that you can beat this game in like 2.5 hours.
I mean,
if you skip all the cutscenes.
if you know what you're doing and you beeline it, sure, yeah, like I guess so. I remember it took me like 20 hours when I first played it though, like watching everything and going through.
I just beat the end.
Oh, okay. So the famous end. Did you climb the ladder at the end of the end fight yet?
I'm right at the ladder.
I'm right at the ladder. I can't wait to hear your thoughts on the ladder once you climb the ladder. The ladder is a seminal moment in that game.
Okay, yeah, I'm right at the ladder. And I was like, okay, I just beat the end. And this is a good time to take a break. I'll play it again tomorrow.
Yeah, the ladder. Without spoiling too much of it, the ladder is basically like the equivalent of the Peter Griffin joke. When he falls down and hurts his knee.
Oh Jesus, is that long? God damn.
The whole point is that the ladder is timed to the song, right? Or to at least a version of Snake Eater, right?
Yes.
Like
Oh my God.
it doesn't matter like the rate at which you go up, the amount of time spent on the ladder is the same because it is a timed segment.
Yeah. It's one of those things you experience like, and when you're done, you're just like, why did he do this? Like I'm not mad at it, but why did he do this?
This was not a thrill.
But yeah, man, this is probably his best game. It's my, I hear that he will not play it, which is understandable given his relationship with Konami. But I think it's great. It's if you've never played it for some reason, play this. It's really, really good.
All right. So of course we've been, I alluded to it earlier and we've been dancing around it. Silksong has finally come out and made quite the impact in the world of video games. Of course, it came out last Thursday, and caused a lot of trouble when it first released because it crashed Steam, the PlayStation Store, and the Nintendo eShop at various points throughout the morning on Thursday with the amount of people that were trying to purchase and download the game, which is the first time I can certainly remember multiple outages on different consoles happening with the game.
Especially over an indie game, yeah.
Well, which makes the next story even more astonishing. So in leading up to Silksong coming out, Hollow Knight, which is a game that again came out in 2017, set a new personal best concurrent player count over last weekend with 72,000 players because people were getting excited about playing Silksong. And then Silksong released, and on release day, on a Thursday, over 500,000 players were playing that game at the same time at one point in time on Thursday, which is the third highest concurrent player count ever seen on Steam, and the highest single-player concurrent game player count, which more than doubled the amount of concurrent players that Path of Exile 2 had when it was released, which was the previous single player game record holder late last year, which is insane.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that is, and again, that's just Steam. That's not counting any of the other consoles, including, I would imagine the Switch probably has more than its fair share of people playing Hollow Knight as well. The game is apparently so good and such good value that even pirates are telling people not to pirate the game. They're telling people to give Team Cherry their hard-earned money and do not pirate the game and play it for free.
Okay.
Like that's
I mean, I get it.
Don't pirate, but like
don't pirate the game, but like, come on, yo.
One of us has been playing Hollow Knight Silksong, and that one of us is Terrence. So Terrence, I forgive me because I don't remember, what was your experience with the original Hollow Knight?
I played it 5 years ago. Never finished it. First of all, it's difficult. And I don't have a problem with difficult games. The problem that I had with Hollow Knight was the aesthetic. It's just fucking bland. Just boring. I put like 6 hours into it, and but here's the thing: I played it about a week and a half ago to get ready for Silksong. Got to the same spot and was like, no, I'm good. Like I don't really like this that much.
Well, as I talked about last we recorded, I've bought and played that game on 3 separate consoles, and I bounced off it 3 separate times.
Yeah, it's just something about it that I'm just like, I know this is good. I understand it, but the combat is just is very, very bland. But it's the exploration that everyone loves in that game, right? Mm-hmm. It's just exploring this world. It's very obtuse. They don't tell you shit. Like there's literally no like guardrails or at all. They're just kind of like, here's the world. Go out and find shit.
That the first game also didn't like the first game presented story like a Souls game presents story. Like it doesn't overtly tell you what's going on, but you find like lore on signposts in the game and on items and shit like that. So.
Silksong does the same thing. Yeah. It's a little bit less. It's a little less though. So yeah, the first game, I understand why people love it. Not a huge fan of it, just because of the aesthetic was just like I don't like looking at just gray for fucking 20 hours. This game they improved. It's better. It's a better game. It's more vibrant. The combat seems a little bit better. The character is better. I like Hornet way more than the Knight in Hollow Knight. She's more agile. She's faster. It's really difficult. It's really fucking hard. They said this one is harder than the first one. Mm-hmm. I don't see it. They doubled the amount of benches in the game. You remember the bench system, right? When you say you have to save at a bench. I was playing before I deleted Hollow Knight last week. I was playing. I got to like the mines area, and I had been playing for like 25, 30 minutes, and I'm like, I need a bench because I have to save. I'm getting pissed. So I found a bench in the mines. The problem with that is it's a boss fight, right? Mm-hmm. You find the bench and there's a boss sitting on the bench, and when you hit him, he attacks. And I had 2 health, and he hit me twice and killed me. And I'm like, you know what? Fuck off. I just turned this shit off. I turned the game off. I was like, I'm done. I can't do this anymore, and I deleted it. Things like that happen all the time in this game, but I'm having fun playing it. It's the same exploration. Everywhere you look, you're going to find something, whether it be a character, whether it be lore. Like I said, the combat is way better. I'm just enjoying it more. I have 19 hours in it already, way more than I put in the first game. And I literally just beat the Act 1 boss 5 minutes before I jumped on here. And that's 19 hours into the game. Mm-hmm. I don't know how many acts are in the game. Apparently it takes like 40 to 50 hours to beat this Metroidvania, which is kind of wild. Long and it's $20. So I can see why people are like, yo, just buy the fucking game. It's a steal for that price. It's a good game. The biggest issue I have is while the combat is good, sometimes it feels like they cheat you because the hitboxes are like really finicky. Like every flying boss in the game can suck my dick. I hate them. I can't stand them. Like they do this thing. Every flying boss, they either have some kind of projectile or they'll just charge you. And when you try to attack them, they have this thing where they're literally just out of reach of your attack. And like half the time you're fighting these enemies, you're on this small platform, right? And you're like, okay, well, let me go ahead and I missed. Okay, I missed because they just. Oop, you know the commercial with the dude with the fucking the dollar with the fish on it? Gotta be quicker than that. That's what they're doing. That's what they do to you all the time. I'm like, yo, go fuck you. Yo, come on, man. And then they'll throw those enemies at you with people on the ground. It's really hard. It's really difficult, but I'm like slowly making my way through it because like I want to see what happens next. And that's the mark of a good game. So I get it. Like this is a better game than the first one. It just is. Yeah. It's fun, but very, very difficult. I don't recommend it for any of you.
No, I ain't fucking playing it.
I almost got caught up in the zeitgeist because like everybody was fucking playing that game last week and streaming it and talking about it and all that jazz. And I'm just like, I'm so close to pulling the trigger. And I'm just like, like I think the reason that I'm getting excited is not necessarily that I want to play Hollow Knight. I'm ready to play another Metroidvania. I think that's where I'm actually landing. So what I need to do, like a smart person, is go take my Castlevania Advanced Collection and play through some of those, because that's a much smarter thing to do. It's a game I already own, and I won't be incredibly frustrated playing through, Aria.
This game is incredibly frustrating. Like that boss fight that I just told you I beat, I probably fought it about 20 times.
Fuck that.
And-
Like,
and the
I'm
problem
sorry.
is-
I can't fucking do it. I'm not like, I can't do it. It's not for
the funny
me.
thing about it is, like, again, they doubled the amount of benches in this game. There's 101 benches in this game, as opposed to like a 50 in the first game, because it's a more difficult game.
Yeah.
But that boss fight, getting to the because you're gonna die. You're just gonna fucking die. Getting to the boss from that bench, because that's the closest bench, you have to fight 2 sets of enemies. One of them is a flying enemy that shoots this stupid fucking corkscrew at you that bounces off the walls. And then there's another one that takes like 15 hits to kill. He's got a shield and a mace. And it's a pretty difficult enemy that's like a mini boss. And there are 2 of them.
Yeah, that was one of my
trying to
prime.
make your way to the boss. And not only that, let me finish. Not only that, you have to do jumping puzzles to get back to that motherfucker. So not only do you have to fight these enemies, you got to bounce off these little bells to not fall into the quicksand to make your way back up to this boss every time he kills you. So that's a fucking ordeal in and of itself. I'm like, yo, these motherfuckers, man. Like, okay. So half the time I died trying to get back to the motherfucker. And then the other half, he just beat my ass until I finally figured out his pattern, and I beat the shit out of him. But yeah, it's hard. It's very difficult, and like if you don't like hard games, don't even bother. I didn't realize that Team
No,
Cherry
I like to
was
have
fucking
fun when
4
I'm
people.
playing video games. Terrence.
It's fun when it's working. When you're in the zone, like I'm 44 years old, man. My fucking reflexes are terrible at this point. So that's why it's taking me a lot longer to beat it than some other people. But I didn't realize Team Cherry was like 4 people.
It
It's like
is
3 people and a
Well,
composer, which is
The
pretty impressive. Like the
work-
core team.
here's the
3
thing:
people.
the full time salaried staff of Team Cherry is like 4 people, but it's worth noting that like contractors are still developers. Like the amount of people who worked on this team far surpasses the 4 kind of core individuals at Team Cherry.
It's the same thing as when Expedition 33 came out, and people were like, oh my god, like this incredible RPG was made by 30 people. And it's like 30 people plus
No.
a shitload of contractors. Yes.
Yeah, it was 30 people, probably 150 contractors
Right.
that worked over the course of the game. Like someone posted on Blue Sky the other day of like, yeah, I'm a contractor. I also wrote every single line in this game. Like that person should be considered part of the dev team, but they were just on, a contract for however many months they were locked in for. So always something to keep in mind with regards to small development teams. That's not to say that like there's, there aren't games being made by very small development teams, right? Like there are plenty of games that are truly being made by only four or 5 people.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like we have to keep saying that, because if we don't, then every publisher is going to turn into fucking, Obadiah Stane talking to their development teams like Team Cherry made Hollow Knight Silksong with 4 people and a bucket of scraps. Right? So,
Yeah, but like however many people worked on it, like took them 7 years. I understand the hype, but like people need to relax. It's fun. It's a great game. It's probably going to be in contention for Game of the Year.
Mm-hmm.
I like it, but like I'm not like in love with it. I'm gonna finish it because it's better than the first one. Again, I don't really, the appeal for the first one just did not hit me, but this one I get it. It's fun, and like the hoopla behind it with other like indie developers is a little. We're gonna talk about it, but I find it. Oh, young motherfuckers need to calm down.
Yeah, so that's
really chill out.
This doesn't rise to the level of controversy, I would say, but people were shocked because the price for the game wasn't announced until basically until the game was released, and we found out what it cost, which was $20 US, which was a shock to people. Now the first game when it came out was only $15. But people assumed that, with as long as this game took to make, and the fact that it's going to be bigger and better than the first game, that Team Cherry would charge, significantly more money. I think most people were expecting like a $30
definitely paid it
price point and would have been okay with paying like a $40 price point for the game.
Yeah.
And so when it came out at 20, there was a lot of shock and surprise. To Terrence's point, it's one of the very best deals in video games when you look at a quality and content to price ratio in terms of gaming. And I don't want to say that indie developers like begrudged the low price that Silksong or that Team Cherry's charging for Silksong. But there were definitely some comments from some indie devs in the wake of the price being revealed that Team Cherry is significantly undercharging for the game, and people were lightheartedly commenting that, like, man, like, if this team can put out this game for $20, how the fuck am I supposed to put out my rinky-dink indie game for $15 or $20 when it's going to be compared, rightly or wrongly against Hollow Knight Silksong?
Yeah.
But is it going to be compared to?
No, I don't think it is. I don't think it
does.
is.
It like hundreds of indie games have come out and like,
I think
people love Silksong, but it's kind of like, all right, like you're an indie developer. You like if it's a good game, people are gonna like it.
Yeah, I mean, I do think that there is a degree of wariness on the indie development side as far as like, well, fuck, Silksong's only charging $20, and like my game is not like as polished or as large as Silksong, and I was going to charge $20. Now what, right? So I can understand this kind of hesitancy, or I wouldn't call it a backlash, but this discussion around the price of the game for sure. Hopefully it doesn't turn into that, but I also wouldn't be surprised if another indie Metroidvania comes out and charges $20 and people are like, well, this isn't as good as Silksong, and
Yeah.
I can't believe I paid as much as Silksong for a game that's not as good, right? So
Well, and I think where the problem
$70-$80 for Madden, and that shit is trash.
I think where the problem lies is more of the fact that gamers don't know how to like be able to maturely have this conversation. Like Team Cherry is a team like that can afford to pay or that can afford to charge $20 for Silksong because the first game is
they have a lot of goodwill.
Like they have a lot of goodwill from the community. The first game is still printing money to this day. Like we said, their core team is small. They only have to worry about taking care of 4 people, basically. And they seem to be a studio that doesn't care about like being rich and successful. They're just happy making the games that they want to make, and they're charging what they feel is a fair price for them. If you have a studio that is 20 people that took 4 years to come out with the game, and the game's not going to have as big of an impact as like a Silksong or have a tail as long as Silksong does, you're going to probably have to charge more money because that's what you have to do to make the finances work. And I would hope that gamers would not compare apples to apples. Like a great example is for me, like Everybody's Golf, which I talked about on the show this week. That was $40. Now it's not an indie game; it's published by Namco Bandai, so it's not exactly a equal equation. But is Everybody's Golf 2 times the game that Hollow Knight Silksong is? Absolutely not. like there's no universe in which that's true. But I'm also not sitting here like, fuck, I can't believe I paid twice as much as Silksong is for this fucking golf game. Like what? Like I just don't think about it. Like the game is $40. Yeah. It was a fair price to pay for that game, I felt, and so I bought it. And I'm perfectly happy with it. And if I were buying Silksong, I would be like, holy shit, what a steal! Like that would be my reaction. Is I can't believe
that was my reaction when I heard it was $20. I'm like, holy shit! And I didn't buy it, but because I
can't believe I only have to pay $20 to get this amazing game. Would be my reaction to that.
Yeah, are people like joking about it? Because I saw. Well,
I think
some people are joking and some people are like, that's kind of unfair. Well, first of all, they announced that it was coming out like 3 weeks ago.
Correct.
2-3 weeks ago.
Yeah, I think we already had
knew it was
that
coming out, and they were like,
conversation.
oh wow. Right.
As far as like the lack of lead time kind of also fucked over a lot of indie devs.
Yeah, I heard people were like pissed off that like, y'all, why y'all ain't tell us that? Why would we have to do that?
Yeah, I'm about to say it's not their fucking
We could
job to
like
plan
we
your
could have
release
fucking
calendar
shadow
for you.
dropped it. Go fuck yourself.
Yeah, I mean,
could have dropped a day off.
there is that, of course, but like I understand it's like when major like gaming media outlets only have maybe one or two people dedicated to indie games coverage, and both of those people are probably going to be on an indie game as big as Silksong. It does essentially take those opportunities away from other indie devs that we're going to release around the same time. So it's like I can see all aspects of the situation, but ultimately I hope everybody who plays Silksong has a great time. I will not be playing it.
Yeah.
This is not a game for me.
I mean, to me, I look at indie games like the same way as I look at other like small businesses. Like if I'm going on Etsy to find something that's like handcrafted and handmade, I'm expecting to pay more for something that like a big box competitor brand would charge like, 30% less. But that's because I'm getting something that's like handcrafted, that's more unique than, mass produced stuff. So like, yeah, you're gonna pay more for that. Like that's just kind of the way it is. And I think that most people should understand that like indie games are kind of like handcrafted video games. Like they're games that are made with the passion of small studios or independent creators that are passion projects for a lot of the time. That's one person working really hard or a small team of people working really hard to do these things. So yeah, expect to pay maybe a little bit more in terms of like the bang for buck ratio. And if anything, and this isn't going to happen because who the fuck are we? Like publishers will look at this as an anomaly. If anything, I would hope that Silksong coming out at $20 would cause like the AAA side of the industry to be like, wow, like if people can get this type of game for $20, like maybe we should relook at how much we're charging for stuff. They won't, obviously. That's absolutely not going to happen. But if anything, I would hope that would be the conversation that would come from this.
It would be nice. Yeah, it would be very nice. But like they're going to charge you. And when that fucking GTA 6 comes out at $120 and people fucking buy it. Oof. It's the customers, much like the voters. It's the customers' fault, because you keep buying it. Like you don't have to pay. You don't pay $80 for a game. Like if a game is like $80, and you're like, all right, I'm gonna reluctantly play for it. Yeah, they're gonna keep charging you $80 for games that may not be that good because you buy it. It's all about the customer, man. Consumer.
It's true.
Y'all fault. I blame y'all for $80 games. I granted it's been like $60 for the last 20 years, but anyway.
Look, there's inflation going on right now. We don't have the money to be paying $80 for.
All right, like get the fuck out of here,
man. Speaking of cash being thrown around, some big news in the fighting game scene a couple of weeks ago. So it was announced that I think I don't know how much ownership, but I think it's a significant portion of the ownership in the Evolution Fighting Game Championships, otherwise known as EVO, has been bought by basically the Saudi government using the private investment fund as they have been vacuuming up sports teams and other like media organizations and game development studios, as we've talked about on the show.
Don't they own fucking?
They own 96% of SNK. Yes, so they effectively own SNK. And you could tell with the most recent Fatal Fury game with the additions of Cristiano Ronaldo and Mohammed bin Salman's favorite personal DJ as playable characters in the most recent. I'm not kidding. Like that's why whatever Salvatore Canacci is in fucking Fatal Fury, which is insane. But now
PlayStation. I mean, didn't Sony just recently
and as part of that, Sony sold their stake to an Indian conglomerate who actually does have experience in esports, but that Indian company has now gone on to partner with the Saudi government in terms of how EVO is going to run. So it sure sounds to me like EVO is effectively going to be run by the Saudi government with this move essentially. And as you might expect, a lot of folks in the fighting community, including a lot of top level players who have rejected invitations to other Saudi hosted FGC events, are not too happy about this, because the one area in gaming the Saudi government has been spending.
CM Punk.
Yeah.
Eventually kind of CM Punk that
well,
that's EVO.
Well, and that's the thing is like now that Saudi Arabia like controls the biggest fighting game tournament in the world, we'll see like what happens now if the rubber's gonna hit the road a little.
We'll see who sticks to their guns.
Yeah,
this is kind of whack, man. This is fucking whack. I mean, there's a bunch of other tournaments, but like EVO is the big one, man. And where's it gonna be? Are they still gonna be in like Vegas?
I can't imagine that they would move the main one out of Vegas, but I'm sure you'll see an EVO branded event come to Riyadh at some point.
Yeah, if
absolutely.
anything, they'll expand it, and they'll
it's like EVO Riyadh.
EVO, third EVO in Riyadh, right? Like, this is
insanity, man. I don't. We live in a wild world, man.
Yeah, man. We live in a fucking. We live in a movie. We live in a movie where we are firmly in the like second act. We are approaching the all is lost moment of the movie.
Right.
And I don't think anybody's coming to save us, guys.
The only thing we don't have are the cybernetic body parts at this point.
Yeah.
Everything's run by fucking conglomerates, man. We live in Cyberpunk 2077.
Yeah, we live in a cyberpunk,
but we don't have cybernetic.
Yeah, no, it's
without all the cool shit.
Right. I want to jump fucking 20 feet in the air.
Right.
Well, and
mantis arms.
And it just really sucks though, because like imagine like the fighting game community is a very vast and a very diverse community. Imagine how you're feeling like if you're queer or LGBT, like in the LGBT community, like that's and like think about like some of the top players in the like Sonic Fox like comes to mind immediately. It's just like
when the top guy in this community is an openly queer furry, like
the furry part, I don't accept that. I don't give a fuck about the queer part. The furry part, you're a weirdo. I'm sorry. like that shit is weird. Because it sounds to me like you want to fuck animals, and that's bestiality. That's gross. But that's just me.
I could get into it, but I won't.
Yeah, we don't need a tangent.
We don't have time for that. We don't have time for that.
Terrence can do his own research if he wants to.
That's fine.
But it's just like
I'm not gonna do that. I don't want to fuck up my goddamn algorithm.
But keep in mind, like, and not that I think that Saudi Arabia would impose like their government's restrictions on like
you sure about that?
No, on this, no, that would get them immediate like you would see a successful EVO competitor spring up overnight if that were to happen.
Yeah,
but
they make the women wear like fully clothed and when WWE comes into town. Yeah,
it's gonna be interesting to see like what type of it's also illegal to be gay in Saudi Arabia as well.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
So what do you do with those? Because there's a lot of queer people in the FGC.
Yeah,
if they do this hypothetical EVO Middle East, right? Like, are the Sonic Foxes of the world going to be allowed to attend?
Yeah.
Never mind if they want to attend. Are they even going to be allowed? Like,
sure, because you'll put out the sports washing, like the Potemkin, air of acceptance and tolerance, like when the show's in town. It's just that the people that live
John
there,
Cena out there, and have him. This is a vibrant city, and this, that, and you're like, ugh.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, but that's why they do this, is because it's literally, look over here at all these cool things we're doing and don't look at the fact that we murder journalists and have terrible human rights records and still like shit on women constantly and fucking kill people for misdemeanors in other in free societies and stuff like that. Like, that's why they do all this, is that they're trying to distract people from the fact that, like, oh, by the way, like, we're a fucking terrible monarchy who has a prince at the head who literally fucking like kidnapped his own brother to keep him from rising up in power against him, kind of shit. Like, that's the stuff that's going on over there.
Pay no attention to the bone saw and look at this wealthy woman driving a car.
Right. So it will be interesting to see what happens as a result of this. Again, I don't expect things to massively change overnight. It'll be funny when Fatal Fury is like the main game at EVO.
The main stage.
Hey, there's only 150 people playing, but it's going on last. So.
grand finals. Of
You know
Fatal
what?
Fury.
That'd be great for me. So I could go to bed.
So you could actually watch Street Fighter.
Right, I can actually watch Street
Well,
Fighter. I
Capcom
could
has,
be
like,
up at
Capcom
4
Cup.
o'clock in the morning.
That's weird. So, like, what if certain games just don't want to be there?
I mean, I guess they don't have to be. Well, wouldn't it be
Right.
wild if Capcom opened their doors?
Like,
and
right,
hey, we'll
right, that's
have
what I'm
other
saying.
games
Capcom is like,
that aren't Capcom games at the Capcom World Cup. If you guys would like, that would be cool. Actually,
Yeah.
if they did that, that'd be pretty nifty. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But yeah, like I said, a lot of people were not too happy about the news, and arguably, like, this is probably not the most important investment that the Saudi government has made in gaming to this point, but it's certainly the most high profile, I feel like, of anything that's been done so far. So, speaking of high profile shit, this week in fucking around and finding out. So Ryan Daly, is someone who Nintendo took to court, against, for basically,
he was selling modded Switches.
Yes.
And he was also selling the tools for other people to modify their own Switches. So in March 2024, Nintendo basically sent a C&D, threatened to sue if he didn't cease and desist. Ryan Daly said, okay, and then he fucking didn't do it. He continued, he did not cease, he did not desist. He continued to sell the shit that he said he was going to stop selling. So Nintendo took him to court, as you do when someone doesn't oblige by your cease and desist order. And then Ryan Daly made a series of incredibly stupid decisions.
Yeah, the stupid decision number one: did not hire counsel to represent him in court.
No
He's like, no
lawyers.
problem, I'll
I
do it
love it.
myself.
Love it.
Yeah.
I love when people represent themselves.
He quoted all of the accusations against him and then just wrote answer denied underneath them. And then but in spite of the fact that he denied everything in the face of a insurmountable amount of evidence against him, he added, quote, affirmative defenses of the things he said he didn't do, trying to argue fair use and accuse Nintendo of a lack of unclean hands, which is a legal doctrine that suggests Nintendo had acted unethically or dishonestly. And surprise of the century, that didn't fucking work out for Mr. Daly. So he has not only agreed to pay Nintendo $2 million and hand over the URL of the modding site, he has agreed to the seizure of all of his technology that might contain the means to infringe on that agreement, and a lengthy list of requirements on what he is and is not allowed to do for the rest of his life with regards to hardware ownership, which basically means he is not legally allowed to own another modding tool as long as he lives and breathes on this fair earth.
Apparently he can't even, like, he's not even allowed to touch a modded Nintendo Switch console, like,
No,
for the rest of his life.
For the rest of his life.
As part of this
Yeah.
settlement.
So again, it's one of these things of, like, we can argue that Nintendo is, like, too litigious or something like that.
And they
but at
are,
the end of
by
the
the
day,
way.
I mean, at the end of the day, someone's selling the means to modify a console online, and Nintendo says, hey, knock it off. And the dude says, okay, but then, like, has his fingers crossed behind his back and keeps doing it anyway. Like, you did this to yourself, man. Like, I can't. I have no
only
sympathy
that,
for
but
the
just
guy.
like the choice to be like, I don't need to hire a lawyer, I got this, against Nintendo's legal team, who, again, as we've talked about on the show, Nintendo America literally exists as a marketing department and a team of lawyers who looks for people that they can sue, who are violating Nintendo's copyright, in some way, shape, or form. Like they do this for fun. so it's just like, and you're gonna go to court by yourself against those guys. Now look, when I read the story, when I read the details of the story, and I saw that not only that he denied wrongdoing, but then offered, like, affirmative defenses for the stuff that he said he didn't do. Like, I don't know this to be a fact, but I'm pretty sure I know who Ryan Daly's voted for in the last 3 presidential elections.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. So I thought this story was very funny, not because I am in Nintendo's corner, but it is always funny to see someone just have an out presented to them and just be like, actually, you know what, fuck you, in the dumbest possible way.
You could actually argue he got off light because again, he settled with Nintendo. Nintendo could have been like, "Oh, we're gonna take your ass to verdict and watch as you get like get handed like a $10 million judgment."
Yeah,
against
a
you.
$2 million.
Give them? He can't possibly.
No, he
No,
doesn't.
I mean,
Like,
who cares? Who cares? Like that. Yeah, like he just ruined his fucking life because he wanted to flip the birds to Nintendo. Like,
yeah, exactly.
let that be a lesson to you kids. Don't
The
fucking go
finding
up
out
against
will continue until the fucking around stops.
that. And again, like the best advice you could possibly give to anybody: don't ever represent it yourself in court. There's an old legal adage that a man who represents himself as a fool for a client. Like that's been a legal adage that's been around for a very long time. So Oh my goodness.
Anyway.
We found out that apparently there were talks between Take-Two and Microsoft to save the recently canceled Perfect Dark game that Microsoft canceled a couple weeks ago. Under the parameters of this deal, Take-Two would have published the game, and Crystal Dynamics would have continued working on the game as the lead developer. But this deal fell apart apparently because Microsoft and Take-Two could not agree to an agreement with the IP, with the future of the IP, which tells me that Take-Two's like, hey, if we're going to publish this game, you're just going to sell us the Perfect Dark IP. And Microsoft was like, no, we don't want to sell you the Perfect Dark IP, even though we're not going to fucking do anything with it.
Yeah, we're not going to do anything.
Yeah, so and so that caused this to fall apart. I think Microsoft wanted to keep it in case like Take-Two did publish this game and it was a success. And then all of a sudden they're just like, oh cool, like we can make a Perfect Dark game now. This is great. And Take-Two like rightfully was just like, we don't want to do your work for you. Essentially.
Right.
That's how much people just don't give a fuck about art. Yeah. Like it's just everything is just a commodity. Fucking corporations, man. God damn it.
So yeah. So that was a cool story. And actually followed by an actual cool Microsoft story. We have seen probably the most significant unionization effort to date in the video game industry, as over 450 developers on the Diablo team for Blizzard have formed a union, which makes them one of the largest gaming unions in the country. This, of course, comes in the wake of Microsoft firing nearly 4,000 employees, or sorry, nearly 2,000 employees at Activision, Blizzard, and Xbox in 2024. So yeah, that probably spurred this along pretty quickly, I would imagine. So good job, Microsoft, for getting actual, like, the reason this is significant is because so far, what we've seen as far as unionizations, with some examples, most of the unionization efforts in the game industry have fallen around like quality assurance teams and hourly associates forming unions to protect themselves. I think this is the first time that I can remember seeing a big group of salaried associates and developers coming together to form an employee union, which is what you need to really get this ball rolling around the entire industry.
All right.
Yeah.
Good. We this is, I mean, we need more of this.
Yeah.
in the world. It's because corporations are evil, right? Like I don't know, man. This is good though. This is good news.
Yep. So we will see what comes of this. That does it for the news. We're not going to do the post office this week because I figured the episode run long, but I will take one question from there because I figured you guys would ask about this. And it comes from Cam, who says, how do the men with the golden tongues feel about the look of the new 007 First Light game? Of course, IO Interactive showed off a extended gameplay preview for the first time last week. They showed it off in two halves. They showed one of the more I guess you could say on rails sections of the game that was kind of story driven. And then they showed the sort of what, for lack of a better term, the Hitman shit that you could do in some of the game. And I know Mike and I talked about this with each other while this was going on, because obviously he and I are very interested in 007 First Light. Mike, what were your thoughts on what you saw from this trailer?
I believe I said something to you about this looks ridiculous in all the ways that I want it to be ridiculous. And that was right after James Bond fell out of a plane. So they showed the first half, and I was talking to Brad, and I was like, wow, I can't believe this. Like, this looks fucking wild. But I am worried that it would be a little too much like Uncharted, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then, as I said that, they show the second half. And the second half is all the cool, like you said, like the Hitman stuff. And all in all, I am super excited to see where this goes. It is going to take me a minute to get used to a young James Bond.
Mm-hmm.
It just, the only young James Bond property that I am aware of is James Bond Jr. who was James
Bond's nephew. Yes, which doesn't make any fucking sense.
But okay, no
one can stop him. The scum always tries. Bond comes through in record time.
Look, like I watched it because of course I watched it, right? But I don't. I'm not 15. I kind of like my James Bond to be a little more adult, but that's neither here nor there. I'm sure I can get used to it. I do have a little bit of concern about the enemy AI.
Mm-hmm.
In the sections where Bond is supposed to be like clever and sneaky, like oh, he caused this distraction, like, oh, okay, like, yeah, that's cool. But then he causes another distraction and then like hops over a rail in broad daylight.
Right, with the guy literally next to him, but his back is turned, so like he doesn't see it, and it has the typical like stealth game AI problem where nobody knows how to look along a Y-axis. Like their vision is fixed on the plane ahead of them and side to side, but not up. We're down.
Right. So. You can't, you got blinders on each and every one. Like everyone's wearing binoculars that don't look anywhere, right? Like it like that takes me out of it a little bit. But a game's got a game, and but I am excited for it. I think it looks really fun. I'm hoping that it runs well. That car chase was cool.
A little too scripted for my liking.
Yeah, it was a little long, a little too scripted. Like yeah. I hope there's not a ton of them, because I don't want. It's one thing to be kind of funneled into an action scene and to be like carried along, but it's a little worse when it's driving because like I don't know, I can't it feels different.
The thing that struck me that was surprising, and I mean this parentheses positive, by the way, it was remarkable how it still felt like a lot of the old EA James Bond games from like the early 2000s, just in terms of how like the vibe that the gameplay kind of gave off, which is a good thing, by the way. Like most of those games are actually kind of all right, but with obviously like the last 20 years of design sensibilities plus the DNA of the Hitman franchise injected into it. That the most impressive part of to me was the second half, as Micah alluded to, where as Bond, like you're fighting like a bunch of guys in an environment in an area, and you can easily pick up and use things in the environment. Like one of the fights was against like 4 dudes, and there's a pool table there, so like Bond walks up to one guy and like fucking punches him out, and then just immediately turns and there's a button prompt to pick up a pool ball, and all you do is press the button prompt, and he picks up a fucking pool ball and knocks another guy out with it across the room, and slides across the pool table and takes a pool cue, and takes us to like that kind of shit is the exciting part of the game. And then again, like the ability to deal with certain situations, and also the other thing you can do in this game that you can't really do in Hitman is it looks like that when you need to go loud, the game's going to let you go loud, go real loud if you need to. So, whereas in Hitman, you would be swarmed with enemies and it would be a really bad situation. In Bond, you're just like, let me take this fucking automatic rifle and just like blow up everything in the environment to these guys.
But I like it that it's not like it's not an option that you can always go to. Right? It doesn't appear that there's an option. It's an option you can always go to. You have to be. Do you think it's like a maybe not. Maybe not. I was thinking, do you think it would be like a reward mechanic? But probably not. Probably in certain areas they allow you to. It's story driven, right? Mm-hmm. Like you're not. It's not like one of those like a kill streak from Call of Duty, right? Like you knock out a certain amount of people. It's like, oh, okay, well, you've shown restraint. Now you can go and murder people right now. But yeah, man, I am super excited for it. I'm hoping the story is there. I'm really hoping that we get some real cool characters, man. This franchise is known for having very iconic looking goons. Look, as much as it is, out of fashion, I do kind of want one character that has like a vagina alata. You know what I mean? I want one character like that, but I don't think they'll. I think they're kind of not going to deal with the misogyny of James Bond, which is fine.
I am curious to see because they announced the cast, but they haven't announced who's playing the villain. So I imagine they have somebody cool in their back pocket that they're saving for a future reveal. So that'll be interesting to see who's going to play the bad guy. It seems like the bad guy is going to be like a turned 009 the way that they're talking in the game. So we're getting like a GoldenEye remix of sorts.
But I think I think 009 is probably going to be a pawn in someone's
interesting
bigger scheme. Because why would you immediately like say, whoop, 009 and they are the villain, right? So I have a feeling that this is going to lead to something bigger. But we'll see. No, I will not be getting the
the $300 golden gun
special edition as much as those days are done. I'm afraid.
Look, if the golden gun like actually assembled into the movie prop, I would consider it.
Yeah, I mean, look, look, I'm only so strong, Brad.
Right. But no, when did this trend of collector's editions that don't include the video game, like when did this become acceptable? Like this is the way they're done now, essentially.
Yeah, it's kind of odd.
Wait a minute, what?
Yes, like every collector's edition that comes out does not include the game. Like you're literally buying the tchotchkes when you're buying the collector's edition nowadays.
Yeah,
because everything's digital. So like, why would they need to include the game with it? But yet they're still charging the same price as they did with the collector's editions when they did include the game in the past.
Yeah, I took a look at the collector's edition for Digimon Story Time Stranger. That's like $150, and it's got like an.
Is it a
book.
digital code for the game? That's it. It just comes with the code for the game. No. Now, what are you talking about right now? What are the words coming out of your fucking mouth? What?
I'm telling. It's exactly what I'm saying. The collector's edition,
the whatever the fuck it is,
does not come with the game. It just comes with the collector's content nowadays, and everyone does it that way now.
Why the fuck would I? Okay, you know what?
I don't know if it does it for this particular game, but they have been doing it. Yeah, they have been doing just like here's a treasure box full of everything, and then like here's a box that you could put the game in.
Oh yeah, they
Like,
do that.
what?
That's right. They do that too. They'll give you an empty case, like a steel. Like they'll still give you the steel book, but there's nothing. There's nothing inside it. But in case you want to put the steel book on your shelf.
So you're telling me that you looked up the price of that? What was it? The Digimon, whatever it was, $150. Whatever the fuck that was, you looked at, and it didn't even at least have the digital code in the steel box or whatever it comes with for the game. That means you have to pay for the game separately, on top of the $150 that you had to pay for just the limited edition nonsense that it comes with.
That is correct.
So you're basically paying $200.
Yes,
$220.
And again, Terrence, the 007 one is $300.
What does it come with?
It comes with a Golden Gun part replica. So like how
Can you shoot it?
No, not the gun. Like like how in the movie Scaramanga makes the golden gun out of like a cigarette lighter and okay
anything.
So the whole thing about the golden gun is that Scaramanga is able to like conceal it because it's made up of like a cigarette lighter and a pen and cufflinks, and he's able to assemble it very quickly and kill somebody with it. So it comes with like those components, but I don't know that they assemble together to create the golden gun. I think you just get the components. Yeah, they're gold. They're not real gold. Get the fuck out of here. They're not going to give you real gold in this box.
I'd probably just buy a Ruger and paint the bitch gold.
Get out of here. What are you talking about? And it doesn't come with the game.
No.
That's absolute insanity. Okay, all right.
Here, let me see what else. Let me see what else is in this fucking thing. So it, like I said, it comes with the golden gun guy. It also comes with where's the damn picture of this? I can't find a picture of this collector's edition. Here we go. So you get the golden gun. It comes on like a display case or like a display stand. By the way, so like. Sorry, the gun comes assembled, so it probably comes assembled. It doesn't come apart.
It doesn't come apart. Yeah,
that's what it is. So you get a steelbook case. You get a gold 007. I guess it's like a decal, like you put on the back of your car, kind of thing. Like how they have the sport teams ones that are made of plastic and it sucks. Like you get that. You get a big box that it comes in, and you get a bunch of in-game digital items, and that's it. And it's $300.
Okay, this does come. This does come with the game. This does come.
Oh, it does come with the game. Okay.
Yeah, I'm looking at it on Amazon. It does come with the game, but there are some that are just like, here's everything but the game.
Oh, my apologies. I omitted it. It also does come with a certificate of authenticity, so you're getting an authentic James Bond collector's edition.
You're getting an authentic plastic gun.
Yeah,
metal, whatever material it's made. Okay, well,
yeah.
Okay.
Look
again, you can buy a real gun that shoots bullets for $300.
Right, that's what I'm saying. And I can get some spray paint for $5.
let me tell you something. The best collector's edition thing that I ever got, and I still own it to this day. I think it's the only collector's edition item that I still own to this day. Was the Batman Arkham Asylum collector's edition that came with the Batarang. And the only reason that is so treasured to me is because our mutual friend Billy fucking took the Batarang and like painted it for me and made it actually look fucking nice. So instead of the plastic piece of shit that came in that fucking collector's edition box. So it literally took someone modding the collector's edition item for me to be like, this is a good collector's edition. So again,
goggles for Call of Duty one year. I don't know what the night vision goggles.
Yeah,
I got those.
Yep.
They didn't last long.
They didn't really work, did they? Or
no. I mean, no, they were night vision goggles, but they weren't very good night vision goggles. They worked.
Yeah, just like the Call of Duty did the RC car, the one year as well. That people liked.
The Red Dead Redemption 2 Collector's Edition did not come with the game. The collector's box. It did not come with the game.
I wonder if that was like the first one.
Maybe. Rockstar is promoting a collector's edition box for $100, $40 more than the asking price. But wait, it's more nefarious. See, this box, which is probably just cardboard, had a lot of crap in it, and it doesn't look interesting. Cards, trinkets, and whatnot. The worst part is that it does not include the game. So there you go.
Oh, that's lunacy.
Probably had like a map, a map of a fake place.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay.
man. They used to do this dumb shit.
Yep. They still
And
do.
like,
We're just not aware of it
and they
anymore.
right, and they still do. And like you said, it's the customer's fault for buying it. Yeah, it came with a treasure map and a puzzle and playing cards and a coin and a blood like bandana, but it didn't come with the game.
Dude, I had those playing cards because I got them for free at a GameStop Managers Conference when that game came out. I got them free from 2K. That was in our
You know
swag
what that
bag.
means? That means GTA 6 is gonna have a $400 collector's edition
Mm-hmm.
that
To go with
probably
the
comes
$100 video game.
that won't include the $100 game.
Hey, they'll give you $20 in shark cards though. I'm sure part of that collector's edition.
Yeah, probably come with a Florida orange or something.
Oh my god. Oh, well, that's gonna do it. Good long episode for you guys this week. Hope you enjoyed it. Again, don't forget, join the Discord, follow us on YouTube, turn off restricted mode, follow us on podcast apps of your choice, and densepixels.com/premium to support us with your $5 a month contribution. Thank you all very much for watching and listening, and we will see you all the next time.
See ya.
See you.
You're watching the Dense Pixels YouTube channel. Click the subscribe button while you're here and make sure you check out our weekly podcast where we discuss the latest gaming news and our impressions on what games we've been playing.